Hey all, Kevin here, and the iPhone 16 Pro is out already? Ever since the iPhone 11 Pro, Apple's Pro lineup has been really more so incremental updates. First it was the squared off edges with the 12 Pro, then it was the bathtub notch of the 13, and then finally, the vacation of the dynamic island. And this year, you may be wondering, what's new? Titanium? No, that was the 15 series. Unlike yesteryear's iPhones, the 16 series has actually got physically larger, which means bigger batteries. This is an odd move for Apple because they're really into making things nice and slim and nice and sleek. But on the outside, the 16 Pro pretty much looks like the 15 Pro and the 13 Pro, just with different colors. There's a titanium, for example, here. But outside, aesthetically, the 16 Pro doesn't really look much different from the 15 Pro. Yes, the bezel's got a little thinner, which is nice, but if you thought this was a 15, I wouldn't blame you. The only real difference comes in from the frame of the phone. Being a little bit more glossy is to my liking, because I do find that glossy frames are much more premium feeling and good looking than matte ones. Not to mention glossy frames tend to have more grip. But yeah, unfortunately this year it doesn't seem like much has changed across the Pro lineup. Even the base models have seen nothing. But we do have this new camera control, not a button. At first we thought this thing was going to be a little bit of a gimmick, because most people nowadays shoot video vertically and the positioning of the button is more friendly for horizontal usage, but also extremely uncomfortable to reach. But it doesn't mean it's bad by any means. You can control a bunch of settings like your exposure, intensity of photographic style, your zoom, and well, of course, taking a photo with it, because it is a shutter button after all. Though I have seen a few complaints saying that this may not be good for left-handed people. But, so yeah, the whole camera industry has not been really known to be friendly for left-handed people. But in all fairness, it's not like a pencil or anything. It is just a shutter button that you press. Just like the like and subscribe button. Make sure you smash those two buttons, get us to 1,000 subscribers, because these videos cost us a lot to make. Slap that notification bell, share the video, leave a like and comment what you think about the iPhone 16 Pro. Anyway, back to the video.
Other than camera control, most of the upgrades for the 16 Pro come in AI. And yes, AI is a buzzword that does garner some negative connotation, but as long as it's happening here on the device, we think it's a pretty good feature. And no, we won't be covering Apple Intelligence. And little to your knowledge, this whole section has had two people talking. Yes, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. The audio mix feature was just completely missing on the 16 Pro. Well, at least for those clips that we recorded. What we recorded earlier, which I'll play in a second, did work. So here's a clip now.
Test recording. Lachlan, say something. I'm gonna keep
something.
talking. Just say something.
I'm just gonna keep talking.
I'm gonna
You're
talk
talking,
over
I'm
you.
talking over
you. I'm talking over you. You're not talking over me. I'm talking over you.
You know that the... No, you keep talking. Keep
Oh,
talking.
well, you said, did you know? I thought you were
No,
going to say a
I'm not
question.
gonna
I was
say
going to let
Let you speak. That's what was going on here. Okay, I'm not going to let you speak. How about I ask you a question?
Yes, it's really impressive, the fact that it can just get rid of all the audio outside of the frame. But what's more impressive is the fact that I'm talking
in a very echoey area, as you can now hear as I turn off the studio mode.
Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, if this is a game changer or not.
The only other phone that has this feature is the Google Pixel, but it's nowhere near as polished as what Apple offers, being a tad bit slower and inconsistent in delivery.
Cinematic, boosting voice to the Patreon, and check out our Pixel 9 Pro XL review.
However, there is one thing to note. The Pixel can decipher individual speakers, not just what's in frame. Though, once again, like I said before, the output isn't that great, but I'm sure this is going to get better because I actually haven't seen this feature before, other than from the Android 15 beta.
But I digress. Back to the iPhone. If you think it stops there, you'd be absolutely wrong, because...
Have you become sick and tired of boring old camera phones? Sick of photos that just don't pop? Not getting the likes you deserve? Say goodbye to mediocrity and hello. to the X-Elite MP Autofocus 200 Pro Ultra. Forget 3 rear cameras, say hello to 10. Why settle for a phone that only takes okay pictures when you can take photos that'll be so clear you'll see your pores like never before's?
Wow, I look like a movie star. Thanks X-Elite MP Autofocus 200 Pro Ultra.
But that's not all. This beauty features AI photo wizardry. It analyzes your surroundings, makes you look completely flawless, and even adds cute puppies and rainbows to your shots while you're at it. Why? Because who doesn't love puppies? Need to airdrop something? No problem. Quick share? Even easier. The X-Elite MP Autofocus 200 Pro Ultra, your next phone companion.
Okay, jokes aside, photographic styles are actually quite a game changer, at least in our opinion. If you haven't already seen our camera comparisons of the past, or the ones that are available for free members on our Patreon between the 15 Pro Max and the S24 Ultra, you know that phone cameras have gotten pretty good. And when I say good, I mean it's literally the difference of personal preference. And what do photographic styles do? Well, unlike the cursed infomercials, it actually allows you to capture the look of really any phone. Yes, you have the over-sharpening in night mode that riddles the iPhone, and yes, it's not going to touch the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL in long-range zoom, but as a jack of all trades, it's capable of capturing photos that are similar to these other companies. And I know a lot of you folks who actually like Samsung's image processing over the iPhone, but don't want to switch to Android. Heck, you can take these photos and tune them to your preferences. Best part, these photographic styles aren't just filters, but rather part of the photo taking pipeline, which means if you ever want to revert back to the original photo, you can. Here we have 3 sets of 3 photos with 3 phones, with the Apple attempting to mimic the Samsung and Pixel. Take a second to guess which one's which, and type out a comment in the section below. We're going to go through these quickly to get straight to the results, so feel free to take a moment to pause if you need. And the answers are... Did you get fooled? Yes, that third set was all just iPhone. It goes to show that it's camera processing that really determines a photo's look. If you switch all of these phones into Pro mode and use the manual controls, it's up to the photographer how to render that image. Likewise, with different phones, most of the hardware has already gotten so good. Phone photography nowadays is just a matter of difference in style, and this comes down to software, and Apple has provided a software solution to literal different devices.
But there is one slight problem, something that software can't necessarily fix: hardware. The fact that Apple's minimum focus distance is still not good means that the lenses are the same. You're literally paying for
yesterday's tech for tomorrow's prices.
The Pixel 9 Pro XL, like yesteryear's Pixel, can focus around 67 centimeters, while the S24 Ultra can do 21. Unfortunately, the Tetra Prism telephoto in the 16 Pro, like yesteryear's 15 Pro Max, needs almost a meter to focus, which somehow I forgot to mention in the Pixel 9 Pro XL video. Whoops. But the problem goes further than this, literally. The difference between around 24mm and 110mm is, and I quote, quite large. Yes, 1 to 2 is okay and 1 to 3 is also okay, which you could say makes the Ultra's 3x a little redundant. But that's not necessarily true, because the problem lies once you go beyond 3x and just below 5x. These sensors aren't large, these sensors are small. In fact, they are only around 1/1.3 inches. Yes, I know the iPhone has quite a large sensor for a phone, with the Pixel being slightly smaller, but it doesn't change the fact that they are tiny. The more you crop into these sensors, the smaller the usable area of it becomes, hence less light and more grain. This, combined with the fact that the 5x telephoto can't focus close, means if you are at 5x, it's going to crop into that main sensor 5 times over, leaving you with not a 48 megapixel shot or a 50 megapixel shot, but a 2 megapixel effective sensor. And if you don't believe me, here's the maths and the results. I don't know about you, this does seem a little bit unfortunate considering this is a pro phone and photography is its focus. But fortunately, most consumers do not use their phones like this. If they're going to take portraits with 5x, they're gonna go back and frame it properly. And when I mean frame it properly, I mean they're going pretty far back. Alright, so to test the portrait mode, I have gotten this guy to help me. I'm not paying him, but anyway, please move over there and look drippy. Just look, you know,
Okay.
just look inspiring, look amazing. So unfortunately, the Pixel 9 Pro XL cannot do 5x portraits. The iPhone and Samsung can. So for the Pixel, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a 5x shot and then add the portrait mode in after. So most people who take 5x portraits will stand back pretty far. All right, 3, 2, 1, let go your hand. Okay, I think I got it. If we take a look at the results, the iPhone is the least saturated, the Pixel is very saturated, and the Samsung is a perfect balance between the two. I do prefer Samsung's rendition of color here, but the iPhone has an edge to the edge detection, keeping hair strands of his head present, whereas Samsung has given him a haircut. Moving on to Lachlan, the same story is true here as well, but this time I do prefer the iPhone's rendition of color. But still, if you try to use 5x on a close-up object, it will not work and simply crop in, leaving the Samsung reigning supreme for telemacro photography. But you know what isn't unfortunate? Liking, and I'm joking, the 48 megapixel ultra wide. This new ultra wide is pretty decent. It's much better than yesteryear's one, while keeping up with the likes of the Pixel and beating out the Samsung. So yes, although the main prime and the telephoto didn't get an upgrade, at least the ultra wide got one, so you can take your forehead photos. So there you guys have it, the cameras of the 16 Pro. Pretty impressive. We don't really have to go into video because you already know the iPhone is going to smash everything in video. And another thing that Apple tends to smash the competition with are its speakers. And this 16 Pro non-Max definitely does that. Take a listen for yourself. The 16 Pro is not only louder than its competitors, but also provides much more bass extension. And on top of that, its treble is quite nice, and yes, it beats the Pixel 9 Pro XL. This just makes me wonder what the 16 Pro Max would sound like. But audio isn't the end-all and be-all of a phone. What about the processor? What about the bench real-world usage? In terms of gaming, no real graphs are required. Heck, I could grab the S24 Ultra versus the Pixel 9 Pro XL versus the 15 Pro Max of yesteryear and just do this to the graph. The 16 Pro Max not only runs Genshin without breaking a sweat, but you can even run it at 120 frames per second. Yes, does the performance dip down real quick while playing at 120? Definitely. But you could always grab a phone cooler like this one and slap it to the back of the phone and get that RGB and Peltier cooling action. Video coming out soon. Like and subscribe. In conclusion, the 16 Pro ain't slow. So if you are in the market for an iPhone, you're getting a fast processor, versatile camera software, and obviously the nice build quality and long software support that Apple offers. However, there are problems with the 16 Pro that we explored today in this video. Even though the cameras are competitive against the S24 Ultra, in the real world, if you are using Pro controls, the S24 Ultra does offer more lenses, hence more quality between the focal lengths. So if you are a Pro user, Pro may be not for you and Ultra may be for you. But in terms of point and shoot, the Pixel does have better image output, but the iPhone is pretty close behind. But once again, most consumers don't really notice the finer details, and honestly only notice the difference in photo output. But honestly, we're splitting hairs here with the differences between the hardware, which leads me to the outcome that the photographic styles may outweigh the differences of going for a completely different phone. So all in all, if you're looking for a fast phone, looking for good cameras, the iPhone 16 Pro is definitely a solid choice. However, it's stuck on iOS, which means no real multitasking, no real sideloading unless you're in the EU, but I don't know what's going on over there. And obviously, the Apple ecosystem. But if you're already stuck in the ecosystem, the 16 Pro is a worthy upgrade. If you're coming from the 15 series, just don't even bother. 14 series, maybe if you're looking for USB Type-C, but honestly, probably keep that phone for another year and wait for the 17 series. With that being said, that's our first kind of initial review of the 16 Pro. Stay tuned for the long-term review, and with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Check out our Patreon to help us fund these videos, and make sure you like and subscribe, and leave a comment of what you think about the 16 Pro.